Hello and welcome to this next tutorial in making a Scratch platform game. So last time we finished off with the moving cloud. This time we are adding the lightning bolt. As you can see, I've already added a sprite here for it. You can simply download one off Google Images and then upload it in the normal way, obviously taking care to cut out the background. So let's get coding. First thing we need to do is obviously have the when green flag clicked, and we want the lightning bolt to appear by the cloud. So we're going to use a goto command, and we're going to select the cloud object, which I didn't actually rename, probably should have renamed it as cloud, but that's what it's named as downloaded. So that will start the lightning bolt in the correct position. Next we need to start it moving. So as so often we need a forever loop, and then we're going to change x by -5 and y by -5, so that will move it in a diagonal direction rather than just straight down if we only changed y. So let's get that working. So we're going to change x and y, drop those in there, and depending on what number you key in here, it will be faster or slower to come down the screen. If instead of -5 we had -10, it would go at double the speed. So if we see that working, there we go, good start. However, a couple of problems. It doesn't disappear when it gets to the edge of the screen, neither does it come back to the cloud once it's come off the edge of the screen. So let's fix that now. So we're going to use an if statement. So I'm going to drag that in there. So we're now going to use some operators. We're going to use a couple that we haven't used before. We're going to use an OR, because what we need to check is if it is off the screen in the y-axis or if it's off the screen in the x-axis. So we'll drop the OR in first, and then we need to check if the y position first is less than a certain amount. So if we drop that in there, whoops, missed it. Here we go, so that will actually fit in there, there we go, and then I'm going to need another less than here, like that. So now we've got the basic code set up, I can drop it in there. So now we need to find the y and the x position under motion. So we're going to say if the y position is less than -135, or the x position is less than -170. So we're now checking, whoops, -170. So we're now checking if it's off this left hand side or off the bottom of the screen, and if it is, we basically want it to go back to the cloud so that it restarts. So we can just get that goto block again and set it up to go back to the cloud. There we go. So now what should happen is it comes off the bottom of the screen, and there we have it. So now it's working much better. Not 100% perfect, but much better. So a couple of things we want to do is we want to stop it kind of stuttering here at the edge to make it look more realistic. So we're going to add a couple more if statements. So we're going to say we're going to have an if in here, and we're going to have another one underneath. So I'll just set that up now, like that. So we now want a couple more, a less than sign first. So we're going to say if the x position is less than -150, and back to motion again for the x position. So we're going to drop that in there. So we're going to say if the x position is less than -150, and we're going to hide it. So that should stop that stuttering on the edge, which you can see in the animation here as it goes by. So we'll stop it, start it, and instead of it now stuttering on the edge here, it should simply disappear, and then it will restart once I've added the next bit of code. So for the next one, we want it to check if the x position, here we go, add that in there, get the X position again. There we go, and this time we want to check if it's greater than -150. We want it to show. And now if we restart, there you go, see now you can see it's because it's greater than 150 it's showing, and then when it gets to the edge it hides. Perfect. So the last thing we need to do is work out the if it hits our player, because obviously we need something to happen if it hits him. So we'll deal with that next. So another if statement coming in. So another one here. So we're now going to say if it's touching the player character, we want to trigger game over. So there we go, touching, and this time the player character, which again I should probably have renamed something more sensible, but this will still work, and we want it to broadcast now that it's game over in here, and then obviously if game over is hit we want it to hide. As you can see at the moment it hasn't hidden, so we want that to hide. So under looks, hide. There we go. So if we start that again, what we should now find is if we get zapped, actually let myself get hit, that'll help. There we go, game over. It hasn't actually fixed this block yet, so we're going to do one more. So let's stop that. So lastly we want to stop the script and make sure we're hiding everything. So just to fix that little glitch, I'm going to go back to events and say when I receive game over we want to stop all of the scripts. So we're going to come down to here and say stop all. There we go. So let me just check that. And fingers crossed, boom, it works. So because we were in a forever block here, it was continuously going around, so it was showing again. So this will fix that little glitch. So there you have it. You now have a game where you've got a cloud with a lightning bolt which can kill our player, and just come out to get myself zapped again, and we've got to avoid that now, adding a new level of complexity. Well, thanks for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.